acrylics with miniatures to buy. This game ships with miniatures, with acrylics to buy. The reason being we make acrylics and miniatures because we have a lot of role players who use our stuff for the role-playing game. Sorry, my role-playing game. I keep putting my thumb like this because at the last convention, our towel was right behind us.
Okay.
So it was like, these guys. It's such a habit. They use it for the role-playing game, and while everybody wants a painted figure for their character, you do not need 50 painted mooks to shoot at. So acrylics give you a lot more variety and color on the table. And also, when we release this one for the board game community, it's the same game. We're trying to trick the board gamers into playing a miniatures game, and we're going to get them into the minis. Our rule is, our standees are legal in tournaments that we run. You cannot win best paint or overall. I know what you're going to ask next, because everyone does, well, what if I paint up the standees super good? If you do that, we'll talk.
Fair enough.
All right, so let's go through the quick engine. This has been called by Polygon the buttery smooth Necromunda killer. I don't like that. I'm friends with Andy Moore. I don't want them starting fights I can't win, but I'll take it. I'll take the compliment. Basically, a character has a card, and characters have skills over here. There are 6 skills in our game. Most characters have 3 of them. If they don't have a skill listed, they have that skill at 0. They can still do that stuff. Over here, we've got the icons. Those action icons are the actions you get, and at the beginning of the game you get a token for each one, and that gives you volume and quality, so quantity and quality of action. Whenever you take an action, you flip over the color action token you want, and that makes the action that color. So you're like, I'm going to take a green action. If it's a green move, guess how far you can go?
A green one.
Green. If you take a yellow move, you can go that far. If you take a red move, you can go that far. So you get a red token, you take a wound. If I shoot you and you fail and you take a wound and you risk the yellow token, you'll get a red token in the same state, spent or unspent. When you have all red tokens, we call that red line. Whenever you risk a red token and lose, you die. So don't do that until you have to. There are very rare chances times you want to otherwise. Whenever you make a red or green or yellow attack, when you make an attack, you're going to roll the appropriate colored dice, which are different sizes. However, this is key. The crits win. You always win on a crit, regardless of values. No math done. That skull means you win. That fumble means you lose.
However, 1 in 6?
1 in 6 or 1 in 12.
Yeah.
So as you take damage, you don't get weaker, you become more erratic. You're less likely to succeed, you're more likely to crit.
In either direction.
Right. This is a noir setting. You're much more, the most dangerous guy is the one bleeding out in the gutter with nothing to lose. When you, let's see, am I missing anything else? Oh yes, when you take a wound, when I did that wound, you get to react. I've noticed something and I dislike it. Whenever you shoot at someone in real life, they don't stand still. It's annoying. I've been practicing at the range, and really they could do me a lot of favor if they'd stand still, right? It's impolite, rude, really. But you can, if you have ready action tokens, you can be like, well, I'm going to go ahead and take that wound and spend a yellow action. Maybe I'll run around behind this cover. Maybe I'll shoot you back.
Okay.
You get to take 1 action. On a turn, we alternate turns. On a turn, you get to activate 1 model, taking all of their actions. Interrupted only when I take reactions. That way, if you're shooting at my guy who's got a machine gun and I've never gotten to act, you're not going to shoot him dead and I get to do nothing with it. Okay. Your models will get to do something. Maybe I can make you do it at a time you don't like, or shoot at targets you don't want, but they're never just going to die and have never acted. That's it. That's the core engine. There's a few other little bits. For instance, we drop these body tokens when you die. So boop, if you died, I'd drop that body token, which allows you to loot the stuff on the guys. So if you're fighting against a dude who's got a big old machine gun or a big old rotating cannon, and you don't like it, kill him, take it. That includes all the gear on gear cards. So if they bought new gear, you can get it. But if they don't have anything you like, you can draw out of the gear deck, and they'll just have a random item on them. That's just fun stuff, like high velocity ammo, which will let you get, extra Pierce 1 on a single shot, or an air horn just to mess with people. Just, all kinds of random stuff. But that's the core of the game. There's 3 ways to play. We have what I call the asynchronous campaign, or the casual campaign. That is where you are managing your own crew. You do not have to worry about anyone else. Your goal is to earn street cred as you level. Whenever your characters level up, they go from regular to veteran. Their skills and tokens will go up.
Okay.
And that star shows that this is a veteran. For every veteran star you have in your HQ, in your supply of guys that can come out, you get access to new gears and weapon. new gear and programs, as your street cred allows you to buy bazookas and stuff that normally you can't just buy. And then in the asynchronous campaign, when you get to 10 street cred, you can start challenging people to missions called Prove Your Worth. Each faction has its own, and if you win that, you've won your campaign. The goal is to win in as few games as possible. The record is 11. The theoretical minimum is 5. Or, play a different campaign. We also have organized campaigns where every player swears loyalty to a fixer. All the fixer players are on the same team. So if you're working with Price, who's a BD dealer, you'll be all on the same team as all the other Price players. And as you progress, you'll be leveling up Price, and he's getting more stuff to give you guys. He works with 3 factions, so instead of having one faction, you're allowed to bring models from 3 different factions. And that's a fun campaign to play. And then, of course, we have the full one-off tournament support, where you're coming in with a fixed amount of street cred and eddies to spend, and you're playing the synchronous, the symmetric missions that are good for tournaments. Okay. But we do also have a lot of non-symmetric ones, like getting across the board, rushing their lines, that sort of thing.
What about net running and cybernetics?
So all the cybernetics is on gear cards. So you can easily upgrade to, it's a frag grenade, it's a bad example. Let me find one here for you. Here's mana splits. So anything that's cyberware has the cyber gear special rule, which makes your character a cyber character. Cyber characters is a keyword that triggers off some certain things. And then programs are right here.
Hey, it's the best ones right on top.
Yeah. Well, you have to have 6 street cred for someone to sell you suicide. And the way programs work is they activate for free on your net hacker's turn. So when the hacker activates, it gets activated these. If he's successful in activating his program, he flips it over from the loaded side to the running side, which gives him other stuff. A great example is Weapon Glitch, which is one of my favorites. I think it's right there on top. Weapon Glitch, if you succeed on doing it, your opponent can't use their non-basic actions. So they can use their crappy guns, but they can't use their rotating cannon or their sniper rifle, as long as they have a hacked token. So if you've got a guy who you're really relying on and your opponent brings a net runner, you probably want to bring your net runner to protect your guy. It creates a metagame net between the net runners.
How would that work in counterplaying like a net runner?
So let's say you've got a net runner and I've got the Arasaka guy and I've got a net runner. I've got an Arasaka guy with a rotating cannon. You weapon glitch my rotating cannon. Now my guy can only punch and use a random pistol, right? You've glitched my cannon. I don't like it. I've got a hacked token on my guy. That's this token right here. Hacked. And, here it is. Hacked. And you have a vulnerable token because you're in the matrix. You're in the web, hitting me with stuff, right? You're in augmented reality. That vulnerable token does is it makes it so that you don't get to add your stats when you roll defensively. Or when you're rolling things, you don't get to add anything but tech. And a lot of my attacks from other net runners only work against vulnerable net runners, have infinite range, do deadly crits, that sort of thing. So you make your guy vulnerable, you've weapon glitched me. Until I deal with your net runner, my guy's weapon glitched. So I want to get in there and either clear my hack token with somebody who can clear hack tokens, or get around and kill your net runner so that your program is no longer a killer. And I can do that really easily with my net runner from across the board as we hack each other.
How does asymmetry hold up? Like a couple games into a campaign, something happened with me in Edgerunner was like, you do like a heist mission, and then one guy has like 2,000 credits, and the other guy has like 800.
So in our game, we use street cred. You're always going to have the same number of credits of guys that you field, but street cred determines what you can bring. And if your opponent has more street cred than you get extra luck tokens. Everyone gets 3 luck tokens. They're spent for rerolls, but then the scenarios also have what are called the cool. And these are things that you can do with your luck tokens that are completely scenario-based. So if you're going for an objective, maybe you flip it over to its numbered side, and that numbered side is a different kind of objective. But you're going to get more luck tokens if you're the underdog. But also, in a campaign, in a tournament game, you bring a fixed list and you play in the tournament scenarios. But in a campaign game, you know what scenario you've got, and you choose models from your pool that are good at that scenario.
Cool. All right.
So when you're looking at a fixed, an asymmetric game like that, the hope is that you've got the models to deal with that problem. That being said, sometimes you don't. It is that's a bad situation to be in, but our game plays really fast. Okay. 30 minutes to 45 if you're one of my testers. guess 45 to an hour for most games. And because it plays so fast, it doesn't feel as bad to lose because you didn't have the right stuff. But also the symmetric games have a lot that happens off of those luck tokens. So if I've got a list that's really good at beating that mission and you don't, but you're the underdog, you have less streak rep, or you just bring like a few fewer points, you get a bunch of luck tokens and you can throw at that pool to mess with me who's better at the scenario.
Cool. So do you have like a main thing that we can just play right now, or is it not really set up?
It's not really set up for that, no. I am running a tournament on Sunday, so if you get kicked out, or if you fail out of whatever tournament you are playing in, you can come play. And I have standee armies for everyone who just wants to show up and play.
And this is like,
This is out. We sold out at the store. We brought 300. We had 7 this morning. We are the bell of the ball. Yeah, as the designer, I'm very proud of it. The core engine is my boss John's baby, but I'm the one who did this, and I'm the one in charge of fixing the balance and stuff on this. Supporting it going forward as well. It's our first edition. The reality is there's going to be a guy who's too powerful and needs a nerf. There's going to be a few little things.
we'll have him figured out.
Yeah,
That's my job.
my job. I am there on Discord. Unlike other game companies who shall not be mentioned, we do not hide the designer. I am out here taking the flack for the problems I create. I'm out here helping people, talking. I'm on our Discord daily, answering questions, chatting.
Yeah, because let's put this on. I did end up getting an ad for you guys earlier.
Oh, cool.
Like a week or two ago. I'm like, this seems pretty cool. Okay,
Yeah.
and then I'll say, oh,
This
here.
one, this one I'm really excited about. It comes with 25 standees, and it creates a 2-player scenario campaign for 2, where there's a metagame that unfolds as you play, and then it'll unfold different every time. But it is completely compatible with all our other stuff. So if you're like, I'm going to run Arasaka, or I'm going to run different Edgerunners, you can just swap them right in.
So there's Arasaka. It's like Militech in there.
Militech's coming. So right now, let's see. Right now we have about 9 factions. I won't try to remember them all. Arasaka is our only real corporate faction. I am currently working on the vehicle rules, which are being tested online. Motorcycles, cars, aerodynes, all that. Yeah, Militech's gonna. I think Militech and Trauma Team are gonna make a lot of use out of that aerodyne. We already have.
You gotta show us the trauma team.
Oh yeah. Now, they are not their own faction. They're all mercenaries. There's a full trauma team pack, and then 2 bodies that you can throw on the ground to use as your objective tokens
That
instead.
is so cool.
I see. Pretty cool. Those are really cool.
Yeah, they're one of my favorite. My favorite model of all time, and I've been playing 40K and other games for years, since I was 11. This guy right here, it's the Rocker Boy. I wish he was on the cover. It's just, and he's got his microphone. He's a leader, so if you want, you can actually run a full block here.
C-suite. Yes.
Those are all our executives. And you might bring them along the mission.
Dude, this is awesome.
That's a expansion for the lawman, which are right down here. That has 2 new leaders in the hard-boiled and grizzled detective, as well as the EOD specialist, which really helps against grenades and rockets.
Very cool.
One of the other things I do is we release a lot of scenarios online. I do about 4 to 6 a month. One of the things I'm releasing are what I call the micro scenarios, the micro campaigns.
Yeah.
There are 3 scenarios for each of our starter boxes. So you have a fun little campaign to play, and they're weird. An example is the lawman one. Your opponent, you play against the same opponent for 3 games, and your opponent gets a clue style like who killed them, why, and how. And they fill that out and put it away. And then over the course of 3 games, you're interrogating their guys. You're trying to win the mission, but in addition to winning the mission, you're trying to get all those clues, so at the end, you've solved the murder.
Wow.
And then the zoners have one where you play 3 missions. At the beginning of the game, the zoner player sets up all the terrain, and then the other player cuts out, I have these little cutouts for the street signs and places on the borders of every street. And if you're within red of the border, you get a special rule. And you play 3 different missions on the same board as the zoner defends their territory from the invading player.
Cool.
If you buy the starter, which we're sold out of right now, COD exclusive. If you pre-order the miniature starter, that one, it's going to ship within the next, get it in a week to 2 weeks.
Okay.
You're going to get a Pachiko for free and we'll do free shipping.
shit. Okay, I might hit you guys up about that.
The Maelstrom and the Tiger Claws come in that one. That micro campaign's really fun. The Maelstrom are trying to collect all the body parts of a dead cyber psycho.
Oh my god.
And they're really powerful, but they're only used in those scenarios, right?
Yeah.
So it's this really fun bit, and usually your opponent starts with them and you're trying to steal them and use them in the following scenarios. And then the Tiger Claws, the Oyaban, the old Oyaban has been killed, and your Oyaban is her granddaughter, and you're coming in to John Wick your way through Night City and get revenge.
Do you have the miniatures already for the Cyberpunk Edgerunners to take a look at, or are they
They're not. We have a picture online of the lineup. We don't have the painted and ready to show yet. Although the standees are all from our country.
Okay.
They're digitally painted front and back. We do have the moment.
I mean, what am I supposed to ask? I know she's in the game.
Who?
Lucy.
Oh yeah, I got a stats right over there.
I thought you were gonna get that.
This version is going to be $100.
Yeah.
It's got the standees. If you pre-order it at the show, we'll ship it to you for free when it comes out, late summer, early fall, and you'll take home the moment today for free.
And do you guys also have the miniatures upgrade for that as well?
Yeah, when those come out, you'll be able to buy them at the show.
All right.
The minis? Typically, I think they'll be in these size boxes. So, they'll be packed. They'll be
Yeah,
packed
it's the
four
moment.
little boxes. So, like
When she
half
dies,
the main
yeah.
crew, half the main crew, and then Alice Masher and the Arasaka guys. And I think it'll be about $30 for that.
Yeah. So it's like those Arasaka are different from the Arasaka, or
Sorry?
is that the same Arasaka, or is that different?
This Arasaka box is in that. That's
Okay.
standings. In addition, Arasaka gets Adam Smasher, Jimmy Kurosawa, and Tanaka.
Gotcha.
So the Tanaka Jimmy Smasher box would be.
So they're somewhat interchangeable.
100%. The both games play 100% the same. They are designed to be interchangeable. I expect the release of Cyberpunk to really throw a stone into the con metagame I've got going right now. A lot of those gear upgrades that everyone gets access to are going to be a huge deal, and the change to the programs will be a big deal too. Anyone, they're mercenaries. Now, standard gameplay, you typically can only bring 2 mercenaries, but when you're playing a campaign, you can fill up and eventually get almost all mercenaries. Once Edgerunners comes out, you'll have access to the Butter Bars equipment, which will allow any model to be your gear or be your leader, and that will allow Trauma Team to just play on their own. You can just be like, that's my leader, I'm Trauma Team, here's my...
That's a great name for it.
Butter Bar? Yeah,
You
yeah.
just gotta promote that guy.
I get
He's
promote
fine.
that guy, he gets his Butter
He
Bar.
went to officer candidate school. It's okay.
That was John, my boss. He came up with that when he used to be a merchant marine. He's like, I was like, I just need to figure out what I'm going to call these. He's like, you're calling them Butter Bars, and there's not an argument about it. And with that and the Universal deck, Trauma Team plays really well as a solo crew.
Very cool.
Cool. Well, thank you.
My pleasure.